Up for Memphis, kind of a seesaw affair over the last 10 games. But this team feels they are better than a 500 team. They look to tip that balance with the win here. Up next.
I need the energy all the way up. Come from the bottom, now I'm blowing up. I need the energy all the way up. All the way up, all the way up. I need the energy all the way up. Come from the bottom, now I'm blowing up.
Look at that. That is spectacular.
That's amazing.
I need the energy all the way up.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
No, no, he didn't. Gentlemen, that's gorgeous.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time. Hey, Dave.
Thank you very much. Jared.
I can see why, DA, and I think he's well on his way. Thank you for that one. He'll be the Nets off the tip. Now we'll look at Memphis's starting group. Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Ja Morant, he's out there with King. And it's Garcia in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Morant, following the bucket by East Rutherford. Fires from 14, and he hits the jump shot. And Steve, as we get into the middle of the season, do you feel we have a good idea of who the contenders are at this point?
Yes, Kevin, the major forces you know for sure. There are always some teams you just can't tell if they're legit or not.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. He dishes it to Jackson. Morant left side. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Challenging the heart of the defense. Ja Morant can beat you with the pass or the shot.
Fades back. King, that's good. Good. King's got 5 points so far.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
Garcia, a rebound by the Nets. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
And as good as a team as they were a year ago, they hated seeing these guys in their meetings. Just couldn't get it done against.
And so here is East Rutherford. It's a 3-point game. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And a strong bench gives you the flexibility to bring someone in and exploit a certain matchup.
Well, we know Simmons can do this. At 6'11", I don't know that anyone in the league has his vision.
The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And one of the more versatile players in this league. Simmons gives you assists, rebounds, steals, and he continues to develop as a scorer. And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And, of course, Greg, Simmons gets the majority of his points from the foul line down.
And a one-man wrecking crew in transition. Excellent at driving the ball in the half court. And once he gets downhill, he is tough to stop.
King's shot is off.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
It's sent back down by Simmons. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Andre Drummond's checked in for East Rutherford. Curry comes in for King. And Memphis also making a switch. Haynes checked in.
I like that find by Jackson. Young bigs who can see the whole floor. You don't come across them that often.
Passes it to Durant. The dish to Drummond. Outside Curry. Six on the shot clock. From the top of the key, he buries it.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here's Morant. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
And one thing about Ja Morant that can get lost in all the highlights, he is truly a gifted playmaker. Great vision, and he manipulates defenses to create openings for his teammates.
Let's not forget, he led the nation in assists his sophomore season at Murray State. His court sense and feel for the game are advanced, especially for a player his age.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Clark, he's checked in for Garcia. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for King. Morant kicks to Melton. Good, and a nice assist from Morant.
With the ball in his hands, Ja draws so much defensive attention, got his teammate a clean look.
Outside Durant. Outside Curry. Fires for three, and they get it back. Drummond dishes to Durant. It's Curry outside. The Grizzlies pull it in. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. It did not happen.
They never really got into a rhythm, despite trying a few different things. Sometimes it's just not your night.
So for East Rutherford, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Ben Simmons. Brown comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Dragic in for Irving. And Memphis also making a switch. Brooks checked in for John Morant.
Second team foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
They didn't need any time to warm up from long range today. Their three-point shooting has been terrific in the first half.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Tyus Jones, he's checked in for the Grizzlies.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Knocks down the three ball.
Nice find by Dragic. Great vision, unselfish basketball.
Jones finds Clark. Some nice passing there by Memphis. On the basket by Jones.
Assist
Boy, both teams racking up the points to start this game.
And you wonder how long they can keep it going. At some point, you expect the defense will adjust. Defensively, a breakdown along the perimeter. Just too slow to rotate.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Brooks misses. Dragic looking it over, and there's the drive. Banked in off the glass.
So Goran Dragic has a tight handle. Really allows him to get anywhere on the court he needs to be.
Now Clark. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Nets lead by 1. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Well, Kyrie Irving at 6'3", one of the most creative finishers in the NBA. He details where it all started.
I just go back to being in my backyard and, just practicing all my layups or all my finishes. That's what I go back to. I mean, this is when I'm in that situation, I kind of feel like the attitude I get is this is what I do.
Oh, it is indeed the English, the angles. He is a magician out there, Craig, with the ball in his hand.
And his godfather, Rod Strickland, another New York point guard legend who was known for his improvisational finishes. Kyrie had it from the soil.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
They've gotten a lot of high-quality shots in the paint early on. That was clearly part of their game plan coming in.
And also, they've gotten the three-pointer to fall tonight as well. That's equally as important.
King is up there with Seth Curry. Then there's Brown, and it's Pena in at center. And for Memphis, King is up there with Tyus Jones. And then there's Steven Adams. Then it's Brooks. And it's Garcia in at the power forward. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at East Rutherford. They've got Kyrie Irving. He's out there with King, and it's Pena in at the 5 spot. Greg, you're a former player, and now the father of a young NBA star. What's it like to see the next generation of NBA talent move into the league?
Oh, it's an incredible feeling because we all feel like we're a part of this NBA family. And to see the stars we have today, the character they have, the way they approach the game, man, this is the best time ever to be an NBA fan.
King, that's good.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, the defender all over.
For Memphis, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Critical part of the game. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust what you're doing.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Here's Garcia, and it's sent back by KD.
Beautiful defense from KD, a capable shot blocker, both on ball and in help situations.
Garcia can't get it to go. Nets leading by 4.
And how chaotic was this offseason for Simmons? I mean, the trade rumors swirling, stepping back from Team Australia, ultimately traded. And you talk about someone just dying for a fresh start.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the bucket by East Rutherford. Here's King. It's deflected. Adams, the pass to King. A second chance effort. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Kevin Durant.
Possibly the strongest guy in the league, Steven Adams, forces defenses to be assertive with him.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
And the intensity Steven Adams brings onto the court with him is obvious. Doesn't let the game come to him. He wants to dictate tempo.
And Greg, that's a quality that served him well. He had a lot to prove when he came into this league. He had to be assertive early on. That attitude has never left him. He still is an intimidator.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way, but Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait.
With the ability to beat his defender in a number of ways, Morant is truly a dynamic scorer.
Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
You look at Irving, he's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Just 5 to shoot. King. And the shot is long.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Simmons against Jackson. To the right side. Launches a three, and the Nets another three.
Gradually starting to put pressure on this defense. That's his second from downtown this quarter. 3 for the game.
And here is Brooks. 17 points in his last outing. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
King outside. Going inside. That one goes in. King's got the lead up to 13 now for East Rutherford.
Building off a solid first quarter, he's been lights out here in the second.
Here's Jackson. It's sent back down by Simmons. Here's King. It's good from about 19 feet. King's got 29.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
And that concludes the first half. Nets out in front. They lead by 13. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Taylor Jenkins is here with us in the second quarter, Coach. Tough sledding at both ends of the floor. How do you fix it?
You know, it hurts our offense when we're not able to get stops and get out and running, so not a good quarter for us. You know, we just got to keep being aggressive defensively, be a little bit more disciplined.
And we'll see if that can pick up as the game continues. Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Player of the Month awards are in. Let's check them out. And Shaq, you won a dozen Player of the Month awards. What did you do with all of those?
12 awards, 12 months. I had my guy turn it into a calendar. Get it?
that doesn't even make sense for
yeah,
several reasons.
Just slow it down, Kenny, and say it to yourself. 12 awards, 12 months.
I did.
12 awards, 12 months.
But like
12
you
awards,
never won it in
12 months.
August.
12 awards.
You could have won the award in
12 months.
August.
I mean, 12 awards, 12 months.
There's no
12
September
awards, 12
games
months.
in September.
12 awards, 12 months.
There's no games in July.
Calendar. And right now, let's talk about that monster first half for the Nets.
I like what they're doing offensively. Looking at their field goal percentage, they're moving the ball, getting great looks, and of course, they're knocking down shots. I mean, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Shaq, right? That's the point.
Obviously.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. The Grizzlies trail by 13, so on the 4 for Memphis. Adams at center with Jackson next to him. King is out there with Morant, and it's Garcia in at the small forward position.
You like how Adams surveys the whole floor, allowing him to spot the wide open man.
King against King, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And the defense knows he's relentless. You have to try and match that intensity.
East Rutherford leading by 13. Into the lane, and the rejection by Jackson. Here's Garcia. He doesn't hit that one. So East Rutherford will take it the other way. And after suffering that knee injury in the bubble back in 2020, Jackson worked his way back steep.
That's always one of the toughest parts of the game, dealing with serious injury when you're young. They're hoping he can remain healthy because he's a foundational piece moving forward.
King's shot is off. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for East Rutherford. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. King, that's good.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Outside, Garcia. A shake. Rebound, East Rutherford. Brown's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
It's been tremendous job of play calling and execution. They just continue to increase this lead.
The backcourt today as good as it gets, and they've earned the green light every time they touch the ball.
Get ready for the Dip Squad.
So for East Rutherford, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Simmons. Kevin Durant comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Seth Curry. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
It's blocked, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Clark, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Bain comes in for King. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Garcia, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
East Rutherford leading by 16. King, the pass to Pena. And that one is good. He's got 12.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 8 so far in the 3rd quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Here's Garcia. It's hauled in by Claxton.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's good for 2. And the Nets lead by 20.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The 3 from Morant. Rebounded by the Nets. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-5 run here. Good ball movement here by East Rutherford. And he gets the bucket.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has gotten them into a rhythm, and they're knocking down everything.
No good from Clark.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Irving drives in. Pena. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
First personal foul.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Nets shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Some changes for Memphis. Jaren Jackson. He's checked in for Brandon Clark. Brooks comes in for John Morant. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Tyus Jones.
He has to show real leadership out there and take this game into his own hands because he's shooting the ball well.
And they recover it.
I'll tell you, at his size, once he gets it in there, it's over.
There's 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. There's the lob to Jackson. Stolen by Durant. Here's King. The shot's good. King's got 35 in the game. Memphis has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Brooks. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
The way Brooks gets by people, he varies the pace of his dribble to keep you guessing.
Pena passes to Irving. No good that time. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Their next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That'll be the 2nd of this 2-game road trip. And Brooks gets it to go.
Not just a floor spacer. Dillon will take the mid-range jumper if you give it to him.
Chalk up 2 there. He's got 22.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing safe.
And so it's East Rutherford cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got from Simmons is out there with Durant, and then there's Irving, and it's King at the 1 spot. But let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Nets.
Anytime you get as many points from the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
He's a power player. That's a grown man move by Steven Adams.
King inside. He's against King, and that one drops for him. King's got 39.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
King with the block. That's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Seth Curry, he's checked in for the Nets.
Seth Curry.
To the wing on the left. Adams sets the pick for Garcia. Kick out to Adams. 6 to shoot. Garcia passes to Brooks. Nailed from three-point land.
Confident and relatively efficient from 3. Brooks gives you another person who can space the floor.
And King, here we go. It's rebounded by Memphis. Nifty move. Rips it home after the terrific move.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Driving the lane, and they pick up 2. King's got 41.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And Greg, the league's in a great place for challenge. So many incredible players just entering their primes. You excited where the league is right now headed?
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Guys like Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on. And a lot of these youngsters carrying their teams to great heights. Impressive to watch.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Here's Garcia, and it's good assisting on the play with Brooks.
A player who's aware of everything around him. Brooks sees the man break open and hits him.
It's Dragic with the drive, and it's Brown missing.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Morant with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Adams' shot is good.
You gotta bring more than that to stop Steven Adams. Using that strength to fight through contact.
Dragic the pass to Claxton. That 3 off the mark.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. No good from Dragic.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
No, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
And that one comes up a bit short. The Grizzlies trail by 17. Right side Garcia. Down low. Got a piece of it. To the middle. Here's Brown. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
I love that play right there. You see the patience of Blake. Doesn't force anything, just waits for his man to break free.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. And there's the pass to Adams. King with it. With the drive. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
You know he's pulling his weight, but they still find themselves behind.
Here's Dragic from outside. John Morant grabs the rebound. To the paint. Here's Garcia. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Here's Dragic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And Dragic out of Miami is part of the Kyle Lowry sign and trade. Had a brief stop in Toronto, but made it clear he didn't want to be a part of that situation. Ended up here in what he feels is one better suited to his talent.
East Rutherford making a switch here. Curry's checked in. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Jackson, he's checked in for Brooks. And it's Bain in for John Morant. East Rutherford leading by 12. Here's Dragic from outside, and the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Adams has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Bain. No good on that one. Griffin with some nice D. Dragic kicks to Brown. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got his 3rd assist on the night.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for East Rutherford.
Their superior ball handling won it for him.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And so now on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
Here's Jones.
Dylan Brooks, DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones.
Pulls up on the elbow. It's hauled in by Claxton. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Team foul.
Timeout called. The Nets
call timeout.
They lead by 13. 26 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Guys, what do you think?
And the game pretty much over. Curious timeout here.
In my opinion, I think they're looking to make a substitution. But let's see out of the timeout.
And that's an intentional foul.
Goran Dragic. First personal foul. Second
and he makes
foul.
the first.
At the line for the Grizzlies, Tyus.
And so Jones nails both of them. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Pass to Claxton. From deep. No good that time. And so they foul intentionally.
Nick Claxton. Second personal foul.
Gets the first. That brings them to within 10.
At the line for the Grizzlies.
And so Jones nails both of them. Brown with it. Stolen by Brooks. Fast break Memphis. Brooks leading the charge. Jones for 3. The shot that time not on target. Timeout called. East Rutherford. They're in front by 9. Just 2 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Andre Drummond. Kyrie Irving.
Off the inbound pass. Misses there. So it's the Nets picking up the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step to becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. KD, a statement win. How satisfying is it for you?
It was fun. It was fun.
we came out and played hard. Guys played together. And this was all that I expected, man. I'm glad that, we was able to get the win tonight. We're looking forward to the next game.
We're looking forward to seeing you out there again.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.
El adiós.